And of course, ultimately, when you think about the strength in the economy, nowhere is that strength being better exhibited than right here in San Jose, which of course is absolutely on a tear, and all the numbers seem to support that particular position. In terms of where are the jobs growing fastest, Sonoma top of the list, slow San Francisco, and right down here in number 6, San Jose, about 2.5% year on year, about 22,000 jobs in the area, above 900,000. San Jose right in the middle of things. By the way, a few months ago, you were actually near the top of that particular list. There has been an odd slowdown in growth in the area over the course of the last 4 months or so. I think some of this is statistical. I think it's going to get revised out of it. And I think some of it's real because we have seen some slowing, particularly in some of the high-end manufacturing sectors. We'll come back to that in just a minute. But nevertheless, very solid numbers. Overall, about 2.4% growth. Again, leisure and hospitality, top of the list. Information, though, 8.4%. 54,000 jobs in information. This is software and stuff like that. Very good jobs there. Of course, you also have professional scientific services, up about 1.4%. A little less, but again, information is making up for a lot of that. But even your manufacturing sector, both durable goods and non-durable goods, where is that? Right there, non-durable goods, actually doing considerably better than the state overall. Manufacturing here in San Jose actually seems to be missing some of the overall problems in the state, largely because much of it is on the high-tech and ag side, rather than, of course, being in more traditional manufacturing industries like, say, aerospace and apparel like it is in Southern California. So some of the problems are clearly missing here. This is doing fairly well. And then lots of solid sides. Look at taxable sales. San Jose was the first MSA in the state to see taxable sales get above previous peak. That trend has continued. Spending is much strong right now. And this is average pay in Santa Clara County and San Mateo County. Look at this particular number, right? You hit the recession, it was about 85,000. 2 years, it came down to about 83,000. Over the last 2 years, it's now about $97,000. That's average pay in San Jose as of the end of 2011. And even the number of firms in the area have continued to grow. Again, people starting new businesses. Things are moving forward, folks. San Jose is in a very good place right now. Exports, of course, are helping the show. As for the residential markets here, again, a very similar picture of what we've seen in the U.S. overall. Prices have started to rise here, even as sales started to heat up a bit. In fact, for close to a year, prices here were stalled at about 460,000, 470,000 over the course of the last few months. Median prices have leaped up to about $530,000, so a very large increase in the short run. Foreclosure activity also coming down sharply, both notices of default as well as trustee deeds. Trustee deeds are falling off a cliff right now. That is to say, actual foreclosures in the San Jose area. Rental market's also very tight. You're watching rental rates come up, vacancy rates come down. And of course, as a result of that, I'll come back to that in just a second. You're seeing a situation in which, in terms of single-family permits, still relatively flat, coming up just a little bit. But look at this increase in multifamily permits in the San Jose area. Everybody's out there building apartments. Again, this is great for San Jose. I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. Ultimately, one of the biggest challenges we've had in California, here in San Jose, is not a stable housing market, but a housing market that's way too expensive. You need more units here. You need more units all across California. Why don't we have enough units? Why are prices so high? $70,000 a lot permitting. $70,000 to permit one house. And then, of course, that depends on whether you can successfully navigate yourself through the 14 years of lawsuits and CEQA challenges to actually get to the point where you can build the damn thing. So ultimately, I think this is all a good thing, but nevertheless, I do worry a little about, shall we say, froth in the multifamily market. As for Bay Area office space, very similar. You have seen some tightening on the rent side, but overall vacancy rates still relatively high. San Jose still running in the 20% range. Again, as a result of that, you're not seeing a lot of new efforts in terms of building new office buildings. You don't need it at this point in time. It's going to take a time for that to start turning.